Hello future tech leaders, I'm Sindhuja. Based on my own experience, I know that learning the right skills can shape our future. What if I say learning was as thrilled as the tech world itself? There we go. A cloud foundation, that's exactly what you will experience. From day one, you will be immersed in the interactive sessions and expert-led courses that covers most of the widely used technologies in the zone of data science to cloud computing, which brings more light to the life of a techie. I'm so excited to help you and unlock the true potential of a technology. Well, then why to wait? Let's see what it unfolds.
And from product, we are going to start Journey Builder. First of all, we will understand about the Journey Builder overview, and then we will understand that why we need Journey Builder and what are the differences between the Automation Studio and the Journey Builder. That whenever the requirement comes up, we can decide that which tool we should move with, and like we should move with Automation Studio or the Journey Builder to complete the task. And then we will understand the different things like activities and entry sources in Journey. Let's start with the overview. What is Journey Builders? Let's understand this with an example. You must have heard about the payment reminder journey, like any scenario where you can think of the customer is entering into some path and then at some point of time, the customer is exiting from the path. For example, a payment reminder journey when all the eligible customers have not made the payment. They will enter into a journey and we are going to send them the follow-up email, payment reminder email, something like that. And then once they make the payment before the due date, they will exit from the journey. Or if they do not pay before the due date and the due date is passed, what will happen? Maybe we are going to send them a couple of more emails, like, the due date is passed or something like that. And then now there will be penalty or something like that. We didn't think of, we are going to send them a series of emails based on their interaction or based on their decision. How we can do that? We can do that through the journey. We will understand how these things happened. Who will try again? In walking and listening, walking again through going. And you have to go ahead and start looking at Alguma CO as a certain. The other thing, thinking sampling rate is going to be working out most on your good date and having the where you would like to be accessible here in the portal. We'll understand the more examples and huge cases as we move forward. What is a journey builder? It is a campaign planning tool. We can plan, what we want to do, and we can, automate journey, and we can design and we can automate this and we can make the customer go through the project. It has got 4 tasks that we will discuss. But before that, let's understand about the automation is still on the journey. I think in one of the sessions we discussed about basic differences. Automation is an activity center. We are more concerned about the activity, that this is something that we need to do irrespective of the customer, that whether this part of the activity now is eligible for that customer or not, or whether this activity is suitable for that customer or not. For example, if somebody has opened the email we want to send them, that these are the different products that this person might be interested in. If the customer has opened the email, we are going to send them another email that we can get more engagement. But if the customer has not opened the email, we want to show Facebook that right. What we want to do, that we are going to capture this engagement from the customer. If they have not opened the email, We are not going to send them the email. We are going to show them with Facebook head. This is something we can do with a journey, but not with the automation, because automation we just configure the activity and the activity has to happen. It does not matter that the history of the contact or what contact has you known in the past or a lingering campaign, whereas journey builder is concerned about the customer. It is a contact center where like we are going to take contacts, preference contacts, engagement data into consideration as what needs to be done next. Automation studio, like we have couple of activities, and if you have a requirement, there's a need to detect activities. We are going to go ahead with the automation studio, whereas in journey building, they have few activities which are not available in automation studio, like engagement, display, decision, spirit, path optimizer, advertising, campaign, and these kind of things. That can only happen in general. If you have a requirement here, we need these things. We are going to be better in journey building automation, like since automation is not about the customers, right? It is about the activity. It is going to take less time while executing the activity because it is going to consider each and every contact the same way. If we have a large, data and library, a large volume of data and whom we need to send the communication, we are going to go with the automation studio. Or if we want to segment the data, based on our complex criteria, then we are going to use automation studio, whereas journey builder is always used for the one-to-one interaction. We are going to treat each quantity uniquely. That based on the customer's interaction, we are going to do something else based on, someone else maybe. Based on the engagement of the customer, they are going to do something else. Journey builder is always used to run to an interaction. That is, for each content, we are going to decide. We are going to design a different path. We have couple of paths and each customer can go through a different path based on the interaction of this customer with the communications we have sent to them. Automation is true. You cannot directly retrieve or push the data into services. What we have seen far is that in automation is true. We can import the data from the FP server, but it does not have the capability to retrieve the data or push the data into the Salesforce sales code service route, right? Whereas in Journey Builder, we have this capability. We have the switcher to import the data, or we can say to retrieve the data from the Salesforce, and at times we can also push the data to Salesforce. These are the some basic differences between the automation and the journey. As we move forward, you will understand more differences and you will have a better idea that in which scenario we should use automation and in which scenario we should use anybody having that would feel fine. Then let's see. Let's just go to the marketing design. Let's go to Journey Builder and we understand that. What a view looks like and what are the different tabs that we have on the UI and the different things. This is what the eye looks like, and we have got 4 tabs: journeys, events, history and templates. This is my journey dashboard, and the journey dashboard, as you can see, we have couple of things. First one is the folder instruction. Here you can see all the journeys. Here we can see the journeys present in a particular folder. And then we can see the transactional single center. We'll talk about all these journeys in a while that would have transactional whatever single center. Here we can see all the journeys present in the account. 8 says the name of the journey, status, performance, and last notified. If you want to create a new journey, you can get a new journey. If you want to search, we can search. You want to filter, we can do that. Right? These are the different things. And next we have is events. Events basically we are going to talk about in detail when we will understand about the API, because here we will need the API code, and then we have the history. Journey is to basically player talks about the different activities that the content went through. For example, that let's say I am a content, I am a student, I am entering into one of the journeys. History will tell each and every interaction, like each and every interaction made by me. For example, at what time I entered in the journey and then what I did like. I received the email message and then after that I wait. Let's say I waited for 1 hour and then after that I exited from the journey. Whatever the different events happened with me, it is going to be captured and it is going to be shown in this research. We will understand more about the history when we'll discuss about the journey in detail. And then we have templates. You must have seen the email templates, right? What email templates helps us? That it gives us a basic structure, a basic layout in which we don't need to create the email from the stats, but we have something in post and we can, make some modifications on top of it. And then we have our email message daddy. Similarly, in general builder also, we have to kind of templates that we'll talk about. We have CC4 templates and we can also get our own templates. Since those templates, based on some popular use cases, they have given us some kind of, structure that we can use, and we can make some modifications on top of it to get our requirements. Whereas in my templates, we can fit our own templates. We'll discuss these as well. Now let's move on and create a journey that we understand all the things in detail. Whenever you want to create a journey, we have 3 options. One is one of the multi-step single set one transaction. Now multi-step as a name, say that it is going to contain multiple steps, and here we have multiple entry sources. Before understanding this, let's understand the journey in a nutshell. Any journey when it has 3 different steps. One is the entry, and then the basically the journey, or basically the process, or we can say the middle path, and then we have the exit, right? First of all, the content is going to enter, and then the content has to go through some of the events about the activities, and then the content will exit. In multi-step journey, we have the multiple entry sources, and then we have multiple activities that customer can go through, and then the customer will exit. This is a multi-step journey where we can have the multiple steps for the customer to go through. Next, we have a signals and journey. The signals in journey like was created keeping in mind that many times we just need to send a single email. We have only one entry source over here, that is a data extension. We do not have multiple entry sources, and here only we have one activity, that is email. If you want to send an email quickly, what we can do? We can come to journey. We can send it the data source. That is a data extension. You can select the email and then we can send the email. In a single journey, it is just a fire and forget thing. You just save and send the email, and that's right. It cannot be used. If you want to send another email, then you have to get another signal send channel. It is generally used, or it is only used for making a single set. It would be an email, or it would be a SIMS. And then we have a transactional send journey. Transactional journey is used whenever we want to send an email based on any transaction. Transaction, events, action, all these things are the same, only right. It is the same thing but a different name. Transaction, event, action. What is an event or actual transaction? Let's say if I withdraw some money from my bank account, if I make the payment, if I click on any of the button, right? These are the different actions and the event happening. If I request for the password is set, or if I even request for the op, whatever it is, these are the different actions or the transactions by the user. Now, whenever this occurs, we want to send a notification. Let's say what happens is that, let's say you have ordered something on Amazon.com, right? And the delivery there comes to your door. And then he says that give me the confirmation code, or something like the delivery code. What might have happened, that this guy must have clicked on any of the button that have reached that we can get this a delivery code, and then the delivery code will we have to share with the deliver. Any event that is happening, or maybe we want to reset a password. What we want to do, we want to send an email to the customer saying that this is the link that you can use to reset your password. We will understand that how the events happen, and based on that event, how we can trigger this event. For this, we would need a plane. In coming sessions, you will understand the email, and then we will understand but how we can send the email based on any of the transaction. Now, here the transaction won't work for e-commerce at all, right? E-commerce, you mean like whenever somebody places a note or something like that. Something like that, like for a payment thing. Can we say it is? You can do that. Basically, API. Like we'll understand more about the API. But the API was, developed keeping in mind that two different systems can communicate to each other. We have this marketing code as a system, as a application, and then your e-commerce website. Your web application is another application. API always makes two different systems communicate to each other. Otherwise, there is no point of it to the right. We'll understand more about the anything, why anything was created, why do we use API root. Let's move forward now. Let's understand what the multi-step journey did in, and with the help of that, you will understand the data and more things. Single center in other communities. First of all, the data has to enter into generate. The content has to enter into the journey. It says that we have, 6 entry sources from where the data can enter into the journey. We have data extension, API, event cloud pages, and these benefits. Let's go ahead one by one and understand each and every, and this was first one, the data extension. What does it mean? Let's say if you have the data is storing a data extension, we can use that to feed the data into the journey, or to make the product enter into the journey. We'll pick the data extension and we click on the select data extension, and then we are going to select update extension, and then next we have a filter contact. Let's say if you want to apply a criteria and based on that only the eligible conduct should enter into zone. Let's say we want to say that wherever you can use the contact data, it says the contact data, right? We'll understand more about the quantitative and generator in a while. Then I'll explain you what is a filter contact. Basically, it is used to filter the contacts. Let's say we have 100 reports over here and we want only those contacts and radio journey where email address is equal to not known, right? There are the NENT reports here. The email address is not known. Only those 90 reports will enter into the channel, and let's click on the summary. We'll understand about the contact data and generate data while. What is this data extension? And this also, we can select the data extension where we have stored the reports and they will enter into the engine. We click on the done button. Now next thing that we need to configure is a shooting, that how frequent you want this journey to run. Automation. We also showed that we have to schedule the automation, that how frequent we want this automation should run hourly, weekly, daily, or maybe run once or something like that. We have three options. First one is the run once. In run once, this journey will only run one time and then it will stop, and then we cannot run the journey twice. We cannot run the journey. Now recurring mode. We can set the frequency and it will run at a schedule, the schedule that we are going to configure. Let's say we want this automation, we want this journey to start at this date, this time. This is a time zone or maybe on a daily list, right? What will happen? That it will run. It will run daily and it will start at this time. It will run daily and when you want this to end. Let's say it to never every one day it will run and it will start at this day and it will never end. And finally, do not forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel.